Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I've got another process video for you. So I went through my stash and pulled out some very rainbow looking pieces of paper and decided upon this sheet from the Create Paper Hooray collection. I also used this cut file from Paige Taylor Evans' Facebook group that was in a free bundle, so I'll pop that link in the description. But I did what I've done before and just drew around and backed the piece and used glue just to stick bits together. And in a minute we'll have a little bit of a here's one I made earlier look at the finished process. I didn't fill the whole thing in with the hearts because I wanted to leave a little bit of a gap and some negative space, but I did go around this bit of tracing paper and use that to back. I probably would have used vellum, but I didn't have any, so this tracing paper did the job. So I just glued that onto the back because I felt like it then added that whole plastic bubblegum machine look a bit more and gave it a bit of difference to the actual background. So I decided to use the sheet with the rainbow stripes and go from the bottom up, and then I popped my cut file, should I say, onto some foam pads just to give it a little bit more height, and I tucked the picture just behind there. So I then cut some of these hearts from this sheet of paper to create some kind of embellishments really from them. I decided to cut some kind of close to the edge of the heart, and others I completely cut the border away so it was just the heart. And then I kind of went round the edges and distressed the paper slightly, which is something I've seen Nikki Rowland do. I'll link her channel below as well, but I really like how she does her edges like that, and I've kind of adopted that method for most of my layouts now. This is a craft file. I think I had one in the previous video too, and they're always with ink, but I found this like ink edge distresser thing, but it was so inky that, as you can see at the bottom there, it like splodged and it looked awful, so I had to cut some new hearts out. But what I did here was just kind of lightly folded them in half just so they were raised up, and then I popped some onto those little foam pads again. Again, I just felt like the added dimension gave it a little bit something else. And you will see in a minute, I just completely go for the whole heart theme. But I'm going through some of my embellishment stash here and picking out bits that I thought would work well for the layout. So I think the first one might have been a Simple Stories, and this is the Create Paper Cute Girl collection. And I just pulled those little tags out of that one. So I just play around with where I want things to be positioned. I cut that tag in half because you lose so much when you tuck it behind a picture that I thought actually I could make it look like a really long tag if I put the other bit at the bottom as well. So I played around for a while with this until I decided how I wanted it to look, and I kind of went through everything again, just checking there was nothing else I wanted to use. And then I finally commit to sticking down these little tags and bits and bobs that I'd already picked out. I do go and change something a bit later. I add something else to that tag, but I think this is the fun with scrapbooking, is that within reason, I mean, if you use that super sticky double-sided tape, you can't move it, but you can play around with things and it will kind of evolve and progress along the way, which is why I personally love scrapbooking, because I'm not a great like drawer or painter or anything, whereas I find this gives me the freedom just to go for it and tweak and change as I go along, and you can kind of plan it out to some degree beforehand. So I mentioned these sticker books in my last video, but this is the Chamel, I think it is, and again it's got so many stickers in, it's amazing. So I popped a tag sticker behind that just to lift that green up a little bit more, because I felt it got a bit lost next to those blues at the bottom. And I pulled this chipboard sheet out and I played around with these flags because I thought they were gonna work, but I just couldn't get the right placement. So you'll see me play around with a bit. I try the other one, it doesn't work, but like I said, that's the fun. You can just play around with things and move it around, and if you don't like it, you haven't got to start again. So I did end up using one of the little chipboard pieces there and some of the hearts. And like I said, I just went full in with the hearts, really. I just find the heart stickers and stuff everywhere and go for it. If you're going to do it, commit. So those little stickers said best friends, so I put those on the side. I thought I was going to use these sunglasses stickers because my friend has sunglasses on her head, but it didn't really work. So I used that camera sticker there instead, just to add a bit more to the bottom of that tag. And I'm still going in with the hearts. So I added some little tiny word bits that were from this sticker collection throughout, just tucking things and putting things in front of other pieces. And I always like to sort of hold it up and take a look, because sometimes you can just keep sticking, but it won't feel finished, if that makes sense. So I felt like I'd got there with my embellishments, and I now had to just do the title. So I pulled out some of my thickers and used the title of Winners, because we were at a arcade in Southend and we'd been playing on all the machines and we got tickets. So you just saw there I moved it over so it fit in between the bubblegum machine and the heart, because I didn't want it to overlap. Then I pulled out this Amy Tan sticker book, and I think I was looking for a smaller letter actually, and then I go back to this sticker book and just pop prizes down at the bottom there. When I look back at this after, I really wish I'd covered the ink splat that's on the left of the P, but for some reason I didn't do it at the time, and that's really bugging me watching back now, so I might go and stick something over that. But usually I will line round my layouts with a black fine liner, but I decided to use a pink mild liner for this one, just because I felt black would have been a little bit too much. So I do a little bit of journaling on the edge there, and there we go. That is the final layout. So let me know in the comments what you thought, and I'll be back soon with another process video. But for now, I'd love it if you would like and subscribe, and I'll share some more videos with you real soon. See you later. Bye.